networks. And to me, networks is about connecting. And we've done a lot of connecting over the last couple of days, seeing each other's points of view, getting each other's perspectives and inputs. We've got a final push to make the most of this final day, to get as far as we can at the end of these 3 days. You've done a tremendous job so far. So I thought just to get us going and in the mood and as up for it as possible, what I'm going to ask you to do is to stand up in your seats where you are, if you don't mind. Just stand up. Right? You all standing up? I want you to turn, and I want you to find somebody who's maybe two tables away, 2 or 3 tables away. So, and I want you to look them in the eye, 2 or 3 tables away, okay? And I want you, imagine you're at the train station and you've just seen them. I want you to give them I want you to connect in a big wave and a big hi, hello. So yeah, all ready, let's go. Hey, hi. Okay, I think we could do a bit louder than that. So come on, next time, 1, 2, 3, go, hey! Now, here's a challenge though. When I was young, 5 years ago, younger, no, when I was at college, when I was at university, I really loved Gilbert and Sullivan. Do you know Gilbert and Sullivan? How many people here know? Some of you might not. Gilbert and Sullivan, English operetta of the 19th century. I loved the music, and it was the only acting I ever did, really. And of course, when I grew up and got married and got children, I used to tell them enthusiastically, and they couldn't believe this. And I said, "Yes, I was a great actor," and I showed them some of my acting ability. And I'll tell you, nothing makes them laugh more than when I try and show them. So let me give you a demonstration. So basically what they said is, "Dad, you've only got one expression when you're acting on the stage." So I said, "Well, that's not true." I said, "Poppy, my daughter, that's not true." I said, "So here we go." What was that? That was joy. You can see it, can't you? And then I would say, "Poppy, I've got something completely different." Pain. Surprise. Anyway, it makes them laugh. But I think you can do better than me, so I'm going to ask you one final time. This time you're at the train station. You've seen somebody you want to, and you think, "I haven't seen them for 10 years. Absolutely, I mean, so surprised, yeah? So I want you to do better than I can. Last go, huge surprise on your face. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Take a seat. Okay. In about 5 or 6 minutes' time, you're going to have seen the last slide. I think you're going to have seen the last slide that we're going to show on these 3 days in about 5 or 6 minutes' time, and I'm going to set you off on your journey for the last day of our workshop together here in Montreal. So, what we've prepared, and I will make sure you're going to have a paper copy of this, so don't worry too much. I'm going to talk you through it first, and then we'll give you a paper copy to guide you. Is your checklist, your to-do list, basically until lunchtime, but actually it's most of the stuff that we're going to do today. So this is going to be your action plan for this morning. So first of all, you're going to have best part of 3 and a bit hours to meet with the other teams, networks, if you want to continue doing so. So the conversations that you were starting and got quite far with yesterday to carry on, you've got more time. Yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2, the panel will be up in one of the rooms, automne, and they will be available to meet with groups. I'm using the word groups because groups, in effect, is any combination of networks and teams. So if we've got 3 teams and 2 networks coming together and they want to meet together with the panel, you can do so, and that's a group, yeah? And the more of you who are in a group, the more time you get with the panel. Basically, everyone's got the same allotted time, but we sort of, you chunk it up, you add it up, and you get a bit more time with the panel. So the larger your group, the more time you'll get. And the way you get it is very exciting. We're going to set up probably somewhere down here near the cool corner. to arrange the slots. So you might not want to come and see me straight away, but sometime in the morning, come and say, can we have some opportunity with the panel? Obviously, the sooner you let me know, the easier it will be to sort of factor. You can imagine it might be complex. If we might have 5 groups, we might have 10 groups. I don't know yet. So come and see me with a rough idea of when you would like to meet with the panel and who's in your group. Okay? And the other thing, just to say, once you've done that, you'll obviously have a time, and the panel will be waiting to meet with you. And the key thing in advance is to just agree what questions you're going to put to them, what sort of things are you going to say, what sort of things do you want to ask. And if you can do that in priority, because you will have a set period of time, there's not really any scope to flex that time. So when you go in, make sure you ask your important question, most important question first, talk about that, and then the more you can get through them, you can exhaust the other ones that you want to ask. So think about those as a team, then you can go up at the allotted time. In terms of feedback, so this is where there's a slight change because of the pressure this afternoon and the desire that we finish a little bit earlier than scheduled. We've created a poster template, which is the primary way of getting some feedback from you about where you think your thinking's got to. Obviously, it's the end of the workshop. You want to have done everything. There's a long period of time before you have to get the LOIs completed and submitted. But it's a sense of how far have you got? What's the sort of feedback? So you have a bit of that in the conversation with the panel, but also we'd appreciate if each group, so that could be a number of teams and networks together, so if each group could complete one of these posters, and you don't need to watch the detail, we've got them printed up on big size paper. So if each group could take one of these posters, and I would suggest the best place to do it is down in the PDC room where your posters are, put it up on the board, arrange your chairs, try and fill it in. This is a written way of just capturing a few points about where you think your thinking has got to. It talks about the scale of the impact that you think you're going to try and achieve, the strategy, but it also particularly talks about who you are getting together with, what sort of actions are you going to follow through on. It's a very simple way just to get some headline feedback. And as I say, by writing it down, we'll have it. We probably won't have time after lunch to hear back from the group, so this is the ideal way to try and get your feedback. So that was number 3. Number 4, you might want to just, I put rehearse your presentation, but we won't be doing that now, so that's skipping. So you can ignore number 4. I really don't think we'll have time. So ignore number 4 for the moment. So basically it's meet with your colleagues in your groups, go and see the panel if you want to, and fill in your template. Those are the 3 things, and then lunch is at 1, so don't get carried away and forget it's in the same place, Etty upstairs, and enjoy your time together. I really hope you enjoy the rest of the morning and the time that we've had at this workshop. We will come back after lunch for about half an hour just to wrap up. I guess there might be some ancillary questions that need answering and a few thanks. So we will come back for half an hour after the end of lunch, say 2 to 2:30. Is that clear? And actually, Joel, if you could start circulating it, your bits of paper are coming. So again, the only point to ignore is number 4. Otherwise, everything else is there. So go on.
Question. I'm hearing a lot of people that, for a variety of reasons, are leaving throughout the afternoon. And I'm just wondering if there's a point where we might be losing a critical mass with some of the conversation. And have you guys already done a bit of a time check?
Yeah.
When are people leaving? Thank
you for reminding me. So I was going to say 2:30 was the earliest I'd heard, but is anyone leaving before 2:30? So Stan, what time are you here? You're heading off at noon. So we've got 1 person leaving at noon. 2. Okay. Are you okay if we carry? Yeah. So at 1 o'clock. So at lunchtime. Okay. Are you okay then if we carry on to 1? I think that's the bulk of the work, and then we've just got half an hour after lunch. Is that okay? So otherwise, everyone else is okay till 2:30. Fabulous. Any other questions? Okay, who's not checked out yet? So that's the question. We've definitely got a geographical divide here. Everyone on the left-hand side of the room is still to check out. We will. I'll tell you what. I don't know the answer to that. We will find that out and try and let you know. We will circulate and say you can do it at lunchtime. I'm sure the hotel will indulge us. Of course. If that doesn't happen, there's 3.5 hours this morning. Hopefully at some point you can agree as a group. Let's take 10 minutes and all, check out. But we will endeavour to, as the hotel, to make it a lunchtime checkout. Any other questions? Does that seem okay? Everyone up for a good morning?
Yeah.
Any problems, come and see me. And particularly those who want to book their slots in, I will be down here at the front over the next 25 minutes or so to help you out with that. But do come and see me if you've got any issues. So have a great time. Thank you very much.